Hello everyone, welcome again to IYF Chinese Academy. Today we are also going to continue with our previous lesson. Last time we spoke about how to use the word hui, which meaning to be able, and how to talk about our occupation among other Chinese conversation vocabularies. So today also, I'm so grateful to find this chance to learn together with you about Chinese language. So every time, I'll never forget to welcome you to IYF Academy, because this is the only platform, this is the only opportunity for us to learn Chinese language and other languages in a very clear and precise way. So we are so thankful for you guys. Today, welcome to our topic. Our topic today, 我会说汉语, 我会说汉语. This one I can speak myself. 我会说汉语 meaning I can speak Chinese. So as you know very well, 我 stands for I. 会 stands for ability. 说 means speak. 汉语 stands for Chinese language. So 我会说汉语 means I can speak Chinese language. So as we proceed, we are going to learn about the meaning of hui. Hui means ability, being able, and I'll explain it, the difference with other hui that maybe you are aware of. Then we shall start our first topic, our first statement, which is mama. Mama. Before we learned about the family, and you are able to interact with such word, mama, baba. This stands for mother and father. The only difference with the African language, also Chinese, with African language is that Chinese people, they use tones. So Chinese language, the biggest difference that the Chinese language has with other languages that we are aware of is the tones. Chinese language being a tonal language, many people have perceived Chinese language as a difficult language. But once we get familiarized with them, they become very easy for us to learn and also to communicate in Mandarin, just like the local. So today, as we learn about mama, mama stands for mother. So mama, wada mama, meaning my mother. So we have mama, this is our first vocabulary that you're going to learn. Then we have the second one, you have hanzi, hanzi. So hanzi stands for Han, as we talked earlier before, stands for Chinese, or the largest community in China, which take the largest percentage of China. So because of that, the word Han is used to mean Chinese language. Z stands for character. So when you say hanzi stands for Chinese character, when these two syllables are combined, we come up with the word hanzi, which stands for Chinese character. So then from there we have shuo hanyu, shuo hanyu, shuo hanyu. So shuo hanyu means shuo, as we discussed earlier, shuo stands for to speak. So shuo means to speak. 我会说汉语，我会说汉语. I can speak Chinese language. 我会说西班牙语. I can speak Spanish. 我会说法语. I can speak French. 我会说英语. I can speak English. So 说 means to speak. 说, repeat after me. 说. So when we are discussing about Chinese language, there's something very important is about the tones. So shuo, to speak. Then the third, our first sentence that we are going to discuss is about ni hui shuo hanyu, as I mentioned earlier. So when I ask you a question, ni hui shuo hanyu, maybe you've been in a Chinese class, or you've interacted with a Chinese people, or you've been in China before, or you are just enthusiast of Chinese or Mandarin language. So I may ask you, 你会说汉语? you may answer 我会说汉语，我会说汉语, I can speak Chinese. So we are going to discuss in details about the meaning of 会, what it means. Then we have another one. 你妈妈会说汉语吗？你妈妈会说汉语吗？你妈妈会说汉语吗？ You can repeat after me. 你妈妈会说汉语吗？ So 你妈妈会说汉语, this means, can your mother speak Chinese language? 你妈妈会说汉语吗? If she can speak, you will say 她会说. That's another way. 她会说 meaning she can speak. But if she cannot speak, you will say 她不会说. 她不会说汉语. So you may omit the word hanyu just to avoid repetition, unnecessary repetition, because you already know that we are talking about Chinese language. We are talking about hanyu. So to avoid unnecessary repetition, you're going to omit the word hanyu. But in normal circumstance, you just say, for the sake of learning, we have to talk about the whole statement. So ni mama hui shuo hanyu ma, ta hui shuo hanyu. You can respond say 他会说汉语 or 他会说. Also, it is acceptable or understandable. So, for this conversation, 你妈妈会说汉语 is an inquiry whether your mother can speak Chinese or not. So, here this statement, you just want to familiarize ourselves with some few vocabularies like hanze, 写hanze, which means to write. So, we revisited this part. 写hanze means to write Chinese character. Also, you can use this statement to make such a sentence. 你妈妈会写汉字吗？你妈妈会写汉字吗？ Can your mother write Chinese characters? Oh, if she can write, then you can say 她会写汉字，她会写汉字, meaning she can write Chinese characters. If she cannot write, you can say 她不会写。她不会写, meaning she cannot write Chinese characters. So, as we proceed, we are going to talk about, we have some new words and also grammar that we are going to cover in this topic. So, just like English, in Chinese we have some grammars. No, it's not that as complex as English, but we are going also to encounter grammar which is necessary for us in understanding the language and be able to speak fluently. So, to familiarize ourselves with this language, this grammar, we are going to discuss about the word hui. So, hui. In most of the conversations that we have learned before, all these statements, we have made this word hui. So, hui basically means the ability to do something through learning. There are so many things that we are able to do. But when you check clearly, you'll find out that all these things in one point of our life we are able to learn. So, for example here, 你会写汉字. For us, maybe for you and I, we are foreigners to Chinese culture or Chinese character. So because we are foreigners, we are not Chinese, for us to familiarize ourselves or to understand Chinese characters, we have no option but to learn. So when you are talking about being able to write Chinese characters, because you have to learn, you are going to use the word hui. So down here, hui is used before a verb indicating acquiring ability through learning. I acquire this skill through learning. So you are going to use the word hui when you are talking about skills that you acquire through learning. 你会写汉字吗? Can you write Chinese character? You learned how to write Chinese character. 你会开车吗? 你会开车? Maybe you can use also another word, 开车. For example here, 开车, 开车. You can repeat after me, 开车. So 开车 means to drive. So 你会开车吗? Can you drive? 你会开车吗? Can you drive? So, because since you learned how to drive, so you are going to use the word hui, which means gaining ability through learning. So, 你会开车吗? 你会开车吗? Can you drive? Yes. If you can drive, you'll answer 我会. I can drive. If you cannot, you can say wo bu hue. So to negate this statement, this hue, this adverb hue, what you have to do, you have to write bu at the end. So bu hue means inability. I'm not learned in these things. I cannot do this. I cannot drive. Wo bu hue kaisha, because I haven't learned how to drive. I cannot write Chinese character. Wo bu hue she hanze, wela wo meyo shwela, wo meyo she, wo meyo shwela. So I've not learned how to write Chinese character. That's why I cannot write them. I cannot drive because I haven't learned how to drive, or I haven't gone to a driving school. So as we continue to learn Chinese language, we are going to meet so many words or vocabularies that we are going to use to mean the word hue, to mean ability to do something. So at that time, you'll be able to grasp the difference. Where do we use hue? Today, we've learned about using hue, skills or ability acquired through learning. Then our other pronoun here we are going to learn is zema. Zema. So zema is a Chinese word that it is used to, before a verb, to ask about the manner of something. How should something be done? So basically it means how. When you are talking about how to do something. For example, you can talk about how to write Chinese character. Ni zama shia hanza. How do you write Chinese characters? Ni zama shia hanza. Ni hui shia hanza ma. Can you write Chinese character? Maybe I ask you a question. Ni hui shia hanza ma. Can you write Chinese character? Then you say, wo hui. I can write. Then, because I don't know how to write, I may ask you a question. Ni zama shia hanza ma. How do you write Chinese characters? Then maybe you are asking about strokes, you are asking about rules. So I'll be able to explain to you clearly about the stroke order. I'll be able to explain to you about the rules of writing Chinese characters. So when you find the word zama, zama, it means how is something done. So ni zama shuohanyu, how do you speak Chinese? Today we've been able to learn about using hue. Wo hue shuohanyu, I can speak Chinese. Mama. So let's review what you have learned today. Wo hue shuohanyu. Repeat after me. Wo hue shuohanyu. I am able to speak Chinese. Mama. Mama means mother. Hanzi. Hanzi. Hanzi means Chinese character. Then shuohanyu. Shuohanyu means speak Chinese language. Then xie hanzi. Xie hanzi. Xie hanzi. Xie means to write. Xie means to write. Then hanzi means Chinese character. As I explained before, Han means this Chinese language which comes from Han, the largest community in China. And Z stands for just characters. So Han means Chinese characters. Then we have Ni hui shuohanyu ma. This is a question. Can you speak Chinese? I explained it before earlier. Ni hui shuohanyu ma. So this one you can familiarize yourself with. Wo hui shuohanyu. I can speak Chinese. Wo hui shuohanyu. I can speak Chinese. Ni mama hui shuohanyu ma. Can your mother speak Chinese? Ni mama hui shuohanyu ma. Is your mother able to speak Chinese? So you can also answer this question. Ta hui shuohanyu. Ta bu hui shuohanyu. Wo mama hui shuohanyu. Wo mama ta bu hui shuohanyu. So you can also explain that statement in that manner. Then we have the new words here. Like hui. Ability to do something through learning. Shuo meaning to speak. Then we have the explanation about the grammar. Zama, this to show about verb, about the manner, how something is done. Nizama, nizama, zuofan, how do you cook? So it can explain also this. So today, I'm so thankful to have this class with you. All the time, every day, you are welcome to our IYF Chinese Academy. I believe that as we continue together, we'll be able to learn Chinese language every day, learning 1 or 2 vocabularies. So today also, we've been able to learn all these, and in our next lesson, we have prepared so much for you to learn with us. Only check our social media platform, IYF Kenya Academy, IYF Kenya on Facebook, and IYF Kenya TV on YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being part of IYF Academy.